They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So then you said that they put millions of minors. Yes, you said. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slump. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. Devils design fire for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Big soldier, nigga, just give me a reason. Fuck peace, getting even. Won't beef with me. Taking over, nigga. Let me make it clear. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is. I'm about to start a fire. Whole team full of riders. Every dead on the ride, boy. Ain't gon' be no survivors. Big soldier, nigga. Don't care where it is. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is. I'm wrecked out, tell them watch your mouth. You know we gon' bend your block. I'ma walk in time bomb. I go viral. You niggas like TikTok, yeah. This ain't what you want. Tell them throw in the towel. We make niggas hit the clock in with our toe fire, rain brimstone. They gon' think that you live a lie. We ain't got no picks. We want it all. We gon' make you pick a spot. We knocking on the door, so let us in. Or you know we gon' pick the locks. We in the field for real. Every day while y'all just say watch. We making enemies our foot stores. Y'all know nothing about the op. It's it. One try when I rock out. I'm like David when I sling shots. I'm putting attachments on everything. Y'all want me to connect the dots. This drum got 50 unreleased hits. You don't want to be the next to drop. I put them in a box and make that shit double wood. You don't want to be the next to flop. Yeah. Niggas feeling themselves. Get a shovel, tell them dig the pot. Can't fit you and your man's in it. Just tell them get a bigger box. Cause I'll put you in one and knock you out one. Call him my nigga knock. I'll put your song on, cut it on mute, and then tell you that shit was hot. Big soldier, nigga. Just give me a reason. Fuck peace, get even. Won't beef with me. Taking over, nigga. Let me make it clear. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is. I'm about to start a fire. Whole team full of riders. Every dead on the ride, boy. Ain't gon' be no survivors. Big soldier, nigga. Don't care where it is. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is. Big soldier, nigga. I come in the name of the boss. So my niggas that is wartime. Already wait the calls. That point shoot bitch. Red Day Redemption. Got them niggas scared to whisper. Is you with us or against us? Can't stop to the zone lock. I don't think get the picture. It come from my head, I'm giving them lead. The preacher give him a scripture. Flow cold style vicious. Niggas sweeter than the missus. Got soldiers posted. I put them on your roof. Merry Christmas. Bring hither and slay him. Got the Glock out the book of Luke. Keep it stick like Dumbledore. Play dumb, I'ma let it loose. Call my gun harmony. Call my main bitch Betty Boop. He the truth, I'ma need the proof. Got stripes like beef juice. Hit his ass like a Louisville. Hit him low, then I hit him high. Bring him home to the umpire. Give him bars like Wi-Fi. Turn the booth to a bonfire. Little bitch, I'm a live wire. I ride like a cocktail. What's on mine when I ride by? Big soldier, nigga. Just give me a reason. Fuck peace, get even. Won't beef with me. Taking over, nigga. Let me make it clear. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is. I'm about to start a fire. Whole team full of riders. Every dead on the ride, boy. Ain't gon' be no survivors. Big soldier, nigga. Don't care where it is. They want the cloud, we want the zone. That's the way it is.
I heard they coming for blood, I'ma be coming for more. Give me the floor, they better come with a mop. I'ma be making it pour. Nigga, I'm raw, fly with the hammer like Thor. Found on my ops in the morgue, tell them I'm four. I'ma be bombing these lanes, understand how I'm war. I've been the lead, time to get back in the street, time to get back on my feet. Had time to read, check out we came from the east. Wait till my dogs are released, heard they was sleep. So we gon' wake them up, put them up in the sky, the Lord gon' take them up. I take on anybody, think he brave enough. I've been the same and I ain't never changing up. I'm in my zone, hit up my cellular phone, tell me whatever he on. I take that scouter, he on the perks and that powder. Homie ain't really that strong, I'm like the dawn. Better yet, Bennett King, I keep a lion head on my pinky ring. I keep a shield, one you see everything, G43, Symphony, let it sing.
You ain't too you crazy.
It's loud now. All right, go ahead, clap it up. We at the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. Tonight is the Tuesday Brotherhood class. You understand? What you're seeing here is brothers who went and went into these records of the Bible. Do we have one up here? Went into the records of the Bible and actually found out the truth of the Bible, because for 400 years, you understand, here in America, we've been force-fed a religion that has been done nothing but destroy black people. Now, of course, most of us come from a Christian background. Most of us come from a background where we were very religious, or not religious per se, but yet we followed the foundation of Christianity. That's what molds America. That's what molds the way that we live our life, how we deal with relationships, how we have friendships and deal with family. We deal with it from a Christian perspective. However, for me to say that Christianity has been the number one cause for the how can you put it, the downfall of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians to Christians, that may sound out of whack. That may sound taboo, because of course Christianity has been a thing that we've looked to find God. We've looked to the church to find out about Jesus Christ. We've looked to the church to find out about how we should live our life. How should we love our loved ones? But yet we don't know that we've been feeding a lie. And so before I get into the scriptures, I'll just give a brief history, right? In slavery time, of course, we know that our oppressor had Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians enslaved. And of course, during a certain period of time, Black people started to get restless. They started to want to fight back and to rebel against the slave masters and the plantations. And because there was a push for uprising and a push for rebellion, there was a tactic or a need for our oppressor to put us back in slavery, to keep us under control, rather. And how did they do that? What did our oppressor use to keep Black people under control? Remember, think about all the torment that was going on. They would take pregnant women and rip the babies out of their body and use the babies for alligator bait, so that they could make shoes, so that they can make purses for the women, so they can give gifts for their daughter for Christmas. So all the atrocities, all of the lynchings, all of the burning at the stakes, the tar and feather, using our body parts as relics. Out of all of that, you understand, what did our oppressor do to submerge the uprising of our people? What did they decide to do? Trooper.
They basically like forced and pushed like religions, like false doctrines, I guess you could say, like Christianity on us, like to keep us like oppressed, like mentally.
I need a little bit more. Right? Remember, in the Israelite school UPK, our doctrine is sound, meaning you're gonna have to battle Christians. And to just say, oh, they push Christianity, the hell does that mean? I mean, that doesn't, you give me a little bit more. You got to break it down. Right? What did they do? Come on.
I do got a precept for that.
Come on.
Colossians 2:8.
All right, go ahead.
Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ.
No, that's what they did. I just told you that our downfall is because of Christianity, because of that vain deceit and that philosophy, right? That's all that Christianity is. It's like with Christmas. There is no Jesus Christ's birthday on December 25th, but yet every single year we celebrate Christmas as Christ's birthday as on December 25th. Where did that come from? Because it's not in the Bible. The Bible, which the records speak of Christ, doesn't have anything in there that says that his birthday was any time. It doesn't say it. You understand? Because it's a philosophy, something that throughout religion and throughout worshiping of other gods, they decided to mold this into what our religion is today, which is Christianity. But I want you to explain to me, how does Christianity destroy a people? How did it stop us from rebelling? How? What did they do? Officer. They did. Think more so about the religion in itself. Think about the time and what they had to do because of the condition of Black people. Remember how they treated us. Remember what they did to imagine right now, right? Imagine you have a husband and you got a strong Black man and you love him. And one day you hear him screaming out because our oppressor is pulling him apart with horses, pulling him limb by limb. And you sit there and watch that, and you have no might. You have no power. You can't vote. You can't do nothing. You got to watch the man that you love, the father of your children, get pulled apart. What would you want to do after seeing something like that? What would you want to do after seeing your woman get raped? And now she's coming back home to you, and she don't want you to touch her because now she's mentally damaged. She's traumatized by being raped by a gang of white men that just got drunk and had a party. And because your woman got black body parts on her, they take her for the party. What would you want to do? What would you want to do in that moment? You want to fight. You want to fight for that woman. You want to fight for that man. So now, what did Christianity do? So like, Double, you had it? Mm-hmm.
If I could. What Christianity did was instill a twisted sense of morality based on being docile and being, to be godly in the form of Christianity they gave us was to not seek revenge. To be godly in the form of Christianity they gave us was to love the same person who just ripped your husband into pieces and raped your woman and never ever go against what they say, but to seek a heaven that is, after you die, you're going to float up into the clouds, so you're not worried about getting revenge now because it's a sin to want to fight now. You got to wait till you die and, float up to the sky.
Right. How many of you ever heard of Nat Turner? All right. Nat Turner was a famous slave. He's famous for his rebellion against the Turner plantations and other plantations that he went and slaughtered during the South, creating a mass rebellion during the South, right? They turned Nat Turner into relics. They burned him up. Of course, they killed Nat Turner. What was Nat Turner's profession before he was a radical? What was his profession? Other than being a slave, what was Nat Turner? Come on.
Was a preacher.
Mm-hmm. He was a pastor, right? Nat Turner was a pastor. Now, back then, it's commonly known that our oppressor did not want us to read. He did not allow slaves to read or write. So now, how would Nat Turner be a pastor? Why would that be his profession?
There was a movie called 12 Years a Slave about Nat Turner. So from what I remember, as far as my recollection, is the slave master, like the preacher was on the payroll of the slave master. So he preached whatever that the slave master taught him to preach instead of the truth of the Bible. If my recollection is correct, I could be wrong. But from what I remember in that movie, I think that's what that was.
Well, let's not reference the movie. Come on. Yeah.
I think that's what it was to my memory.
Right. Okay. Right. But what was his job to do as a pastor? Remember your wife getting raped. You got a mass of people who want to fight for their people. He is now being able, nigga, I know I told you for years and years never to read, but here, read this book, read these verses, read these lines, and go out there and do what to the people? What's the word I'm looking for? Sis, you had it? Serve is on it, right? But what else? What's another word? Go ahead and say it again. To tell the people what? The microphone is just so the people online can hear as well.
Just to tell. To tell the people.
But what are they telling them?
So, I guess basically, if he was given not even given the ability, but if he was put in a position where he can, I don't want to say control the masses, but speak to the masses, I guess that there's different types. I guess you can look at it as forms of like indoctrination. It doesn't always have to be negative. Indoctrination doesn't always have to be a negative thing. Obviously, most of the times it is, but also teaching people about anything or speaking to a group of people, especially a large group of people.
What did Nat Turner have to do to the people? What was the point of him teaching them anything? What was the point of him getting up there with a Bible and being a pastor for the slaves? Double one.
But I believe the one word you could use is his job was to pacify them.
He wanted to pacify them, which is what a pastor does. When a baby is crying, you give a baby what? A pacifier. To null it down from its uprising, to null it down from crying, because you have a group of people who are slaves who are crying because their wives is being raped. You have a group of slaves who are crying because their sons and daughters are being sold. You have a group of people who are crying because they're getting hung from tree to tree. And so now you have to pacify them, otherwise they will rebel. And they can't have a white pastor. You know why? Because the white pastor is the one that's molesting your child. The white pastor at that time is the one who is hanging you from tree to tree, and they would not have listened to him. So they had to use one of your own. Now, here we are 400 years later. The question is, what the hell changed? What changed in the religion that they gave us? What changed in the doctrine that they gave us? You understand? Nothing has changed in the religion that they've given us. The only things that have changed is stuff that we've been bringing out since 1969, which is the truth of the Bible. You have to imagine this, right? Imagine this, and this is how you know Christianity is wicked and disgusting. You should throw the whole religion away. The book hasn't changed, especially in the 400 years of being here in America. The King James Version Bible has never changed. But for how long did we think that Christ was a white man? How long were they teaching that Jesus was white? But then you mean to tell me that in 1969, someone goes and reads that clearly his skin was dark? Clearly it said that he was as if it burned in a furnace? Even if you go look at Good Times, right? On Good Times, what was the lady's name? Florida Evans. You go look at Good Times, and what did she say? I love my white Jesus, right? But the Bible was there back then. If you was to transport and teleport into that TV scene at that moment, you could have pulled a Bible and read Revelations 1 and 13 and would have said that Christ was black. But they taught us that Jesus was white. So what was the problem? Weren't the pastors reading the book? Here's the thing. Go ahead. Come on.
It's now about that episode on Good Times. There also was a scene too in the movie Malcolm X when he was Satan. He went by Satan in the movie Malcolm X when he was in prison. And I remember when he battled the chaplain because he was learning like about Jesus and stuff, reading the Bible, the truth. He said he asked the chaplain what color was the original Hebrews. And then he was going to the book of Revelation. He said, for certain, we can't believe Jesus is white. You know, if he was a black man, he said, and I repeat, you know, Jesus, he said in the book of Revelation, the book of Daniel, it says Jesus was black. He was going into the details of the scripture, hair of wool and feet of a burning brass and things of that sort. And then he said, I repeat, Jesus was not a pale face. And that's what he said. I don't know if you remember that scene. But
yeah, I remember.
Also,
yeah, because it's common, right? It's common concept that Christ was a black man. But the problem is this. Why, if this religion is to be true, if this religion was supposed to be the thing that led us to God, why did black men ever stand on a pulpit and teach that Christ was white? Why did you ever do it? Here's one or two answers. One, you're ignorant and you're not qualified to teach these records. That's one. Two, you are of your devil. You are of the devil, which is your father. You're of your father, the devil, which is the Bible speaks of, man. You understand? Meaning you know that you are a pimp for your daddy. You know that America gives you grants and permissions to go out and fund you to get buildings. And when you go out there, America teaches you, tell them to vote here. Tell them to celebrate this holiday. Tell them to calm the riots down. Tell them to love and tell them to forgive. Matter of fact, start teaching more about prosperity. Get them to start thinking about getting rich and getting money. Don't teach about God. Teach them about this. Dr. Juan did an excellent lecture. What was it, 4 years ago? 3 years ago? 4 years ago. The day Kobe died. Good night. Yeah. Damn. You understand? But he held an excellent lecture when he went into the history of what they call it, the Negro Bible, the slave Bible. Can you expound on that a little bit if you want? Or just about the Bible in itself?
The slave Bible was simply as Officer Yarmak was saying, you know, when they would give these books, because general education was frowned upon. Every now and then certain slaves would be given that privilege, but it was very rare for a slave to be given a general education. But they would give you information based on the things they needed you to do. So if you needed to know how to build a house or how to navigate a river, they might give you, something to read based on that. Well, in the case of a Nat Turner, somebody that's job it is to teach the Bible and pacify the people, they had to ensure that they can give him a Bible you understand, that would have just what he needed to do that job, but not have any of the verses that might make him think to himself, wait a minute, what does this mean? Why is this scripture saying this when they're telling me this? That's why a lot of the slave Bible was very much used after the Nat Turner rebellion, because it scared so many. It was national news, and it scared a lot of slave owners. And so they were like, we got to do something about this. So they came up with the slave Bible, where they removed, I mean, pretty much the entire Old Testament. You know, they might have left like some of the Psalms. I think they left some of the Psalms, but most of the Old Testament was taken out, and they left, you know, a little bit of the New Testament, because they can find verses like what, like slaves, obey your earthly masters, and things like that, and teach them. Oh yeah, this right here tells you that you should listen to me. When I whip you, boy, it's because God said that's my job. You understand? And that's what the verses that they were left with, but all of the context was taken out.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You understand? And so what did that leave us with? That left us with a religion that has constantly pacified us for 400 years. You understand? Give me a precept. Give me Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 7. You understand this? Come on. Oh. Well, no sweat up. Go ahead and read it.
This book Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7.
Uh-huh.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. Meaning, if you're not upset in America at the way that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are being treated, the history of our people, the injustices that has happened to our people, the wrongdoings, and the justice that we've never gotten for what they've done to our grandma. I have a grandmother right now that'll tell you stories about how she got spat on and rocks thrown on her as she walked to the bus. Right now, she's living and breathing, doing well for herself. And she'll tell you who the devil is that the Bible speaks of. And she's still here. So it ain't that long ago. And good night what happened to her mother and her mother's mother. That ain't that long ago that they treated us, and then look what they do to us today. So oppression would make a wise man mad. So any fool, any pastor that tells you that you're supposed to love and forgive and just forget about this, he is a goddamn fool. You understand? He ain't nothing but a doormat for me. Salakia. I don't give a damn about no Christian pastor. You understand? Because they teach a religion that hurts our people. It's almost like the drug dealer who justifies him selling drugs because his people is poor, because his family is poor. So now you got to go sell crack when you don't know that what you're pushing is killing our people. What you're pushing is making our people to be docile so that they can't fight, so that they can't think, because all they're focused on is the drug that you're giving them, which is that religion, which is that God loves everybody, which is a lie. It's nowhere in the Bible where it says God loves everybody. You understand? That you're going to die and go to heaven, that's a fairy tale. There's nowhere in the Bible that says you die and go to heaven ever. You understand? But this is what has been pushed to us. But a wise man and someone who is not a fool would be mad. Keep reading.
And a gift destroyeth the heart.
And a gift destroyeth the heart. That gift is that faith that America gives us. That faith that maybe one day, if we tuck and tail, if we lace up our bootstraps and go to work, if we stay in love with America's tradition, if we shave our head bald and put on a pinstripe suit and tie and go to church and sing hallelujah praise dance every Sunday, that maybe we won't get looked at as the niggas. Maybe we'll just be a respectable black man. Oh, that's not one of those niggas. That's a black man. How many of y'all have heard that before? Yeah, I know. Right? When we don't understand that, like, to even want to be something that is separated from our own people is disgusting in itself. Like, I'd never separate myself from a nigger. You understand? I'd never separate myself from a drug dealer or a gangbanger or a murderer. Because at the end of the day, when all oppressors against us, he against us all. When they came over there to the west coast of Africa and they started pulling Israelites out of them African nations, they didn't look to each other and say, well, was this a good Israelite right here? Does he steal? Does he rob? Does he murder? Okay, no, he doesn't. Leave him. Nah. They took old and young. They took women and men. They took rich and poor. They took the good and the wicked. You understand? They took all of us. And that's what we living in today. You understand? And maybe you don't see it so much because you ain't hanging from tree to tree. But here's the thing that you don't understand. You already have been destroyed as a nation of people. You already, I mean, think about it. How many of us go to church on Sunday? How many of us go to church and praise dance on the 4th of July? On the 4th of July, you praise dancing. Come on, son. Like, you looking at a people that has been destroyed, but you don't even understand what is the thing that's destroying. You think that is philosophy that's destroying you. You think that is morality or the lack of. You think that is BET and CNN that's destroying black people. That ain't what it is. You understand? Christianity is worse than crack cocaine. At least, yeah, it is. Because at least a crackhead can identify what's wrong with him. At least a crackhead can look at you and say, hey, young buck, hey, stay away from this, man. This ain't for you, man. Mess up your whole life, man. But a Christian think, no, praise the Lord. While your people getting shot down in the street. You understand? Christ wouldn't be having none of that. You understand? Christ ain't no sissy. Christ was the most radical man to walk the face of the planet Earth, and he would have fought for blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You understand? Come on. Who read it again? Salaga.
This book Ecclesiastes. Chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
And a gift destroyeth the heart. Give me Jeremiah 23:1. After this, I'll take y'all question. Anybody online got any questions? Just type it in the chat. Got it. Give me that. Then give me Zephaniah 2:1 after that.
All right, this is the book.
Also, Shamar, if you could, just make sure everybody tawab on water.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors.
They say what?
Woe be unto the pastors.
The Jeremiah is saying, woe be unto the pastors. Right? Why? Your pastors here is who? Who are your pastors in 2,000 years ago when Jeremiah was saying that? Who was this talking about? Come on.
Today's pastors.
No, who was he talking about back then? For time's sake, the Sadducees and Pharisees, right? The Sadducees and Pharisees. Who was the other ones? The scribes, right? The Sadducee, Pharisee, and your scribes, they were your religious leaders. They were your police officers. They were your lawyers. They were your senators during that time, right? Where religion ruled the states. You understand? And so he was saying, woe be unto the pastors. What does woe mean? Come on. Great destruction. Great destruction to the pastors. Keep reading.
That destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture.
That destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture. How do pastors destroy and scatter the sheep? I wish we had the flick. I wish we could pull it up. Where when Eddie Long died, Eddie Long was a Christian pastor, right? You understand? And he was one of the famous Christian pastors. Cities would stop when he would come into the town, right? And he had a congregation where he was molesting little children, right? The Lord dealt with Eddie Long and he died. When Eddie Long died, his congregation went to T.D. Jakes' church. They wanted to follow T.D. Jakes. You know who can guess what T.D. Jakes told Eddie Long's congregation when he came to the doorstep? Come on. For Creflo Dollar. Come on.
What happened was he had told them not that he didn't want them to come to his church and be a member. He said, stay with your pastor because that's my brother. So you don't come over here and join this church. Stay over there with your pastor and stand by him.
He said, go to the pastor who was molesting children. Creflo Dollar told his congregation to go back to Eddie Long's church and to support him. You know why they did that? Because a pimp don't mess with another pimp hoes. You don't do that. Another pimp hoe come to you. You say, that's against the pimp code. Go back to that church. You understand? You just found out that this pimp was molesting children, and you tell the people to go back? How disgusting can you be? You understand? And now, mind you, Creflo Dollar and Eddie Long don't teach the same thing. They don't teach the same thing. So if they supposed to be about God and they teach in the Bible, you supposed to be like how Christ was. Christ said, I am the way, I am the door. To go, any man go to the Father, they go through me. Christ ain't say, oh, you can find God somewhere else. He ain't say, oh, you can still follow John the Baptist. He ain't say that. He said you had to come through me. So why is it that Creflo Dollar is supposed to be leading us to God, but he said you could go to Eddie Long? And not just them. There ain't no pastor on earth that says that they church is the one and only way to God. Not one. I don't think there's a place on earth except in the Israelite school of UPK under Commander Jenna Yohana, the home of the truth. You want to know who the Lord is, you can't go to the Muslim mosque. You can't go to the masjid or the Christian church because the Lord ain't in there. The Lord reestablished his name in 1969. Like the book of Revelation said what happened. And the earth swallowed up the lies that the church has been pouring out to our people. Like the Christian church is so disgusting. There's two things on the face of the planet Earth that no matter what the state economically we are in, that will never fail. It don't matter if we're in the Great Depression, if famine hits, if earthquakes hit, if the earth is being destroyed, there are two things that'll never fail: religion and drug dealers. They will never go broke. Your religious leaders gonna keep money, and your drug dealers gonna keep money. Those are the only two things that never fall, and that tells you the end of the story. You understand? Because your religion is the same thing as that dope that you smoke, man. You understand? Keep reading.
Verse 2. Therefore, and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord. Verse 2. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, God of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them.
How have the pastors scattered the flock and driven them away? How have they driven them away?
So like the other one, by not teaching the law, statutes, commandments.
Right. Your Christian pastor tell you that God, the law is done away with. The law is tied. The sin is nailed to the cross with Christ. You bastard. You nasty lying bastard. You disgusting piece of garbage. You understand? Like, there's nowhere in the Bible that says this. Everywhere in the Bible, Christ died so that we could follow the law. What was the point?
Hey, so like
come on.
I got a precept for that.
Come on with it.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17. Think not that I come to destroy the law.
Now, who was this talking?
Jesus.
This
Christ.
is Christ.
Come.
This is what Christ said. Now, mind you this. Your Christian pastor told you that the law is done away with, and it was nailed to the cross with Christ. Now, this is what Christ had to say about that. You know why he's saying this? Because the Sadducees and Pharisees thousands of years ago thought the same thing. They said the same thing that your pastor tells you today. But read what he had to say. Come on.
Think not that I come to destroy the law.
Don't even think that I've come to destroy the law. Keep going.
Or the prophets.
Or the prophets. Meaning, don't get rid of the Old Testament. Christ believed in Jeremiah. Christ believed in Moses. Christ stood beside Moses. You understand? Keep reading.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. What does that mean? Break it down.
Okay. Fuck y'all the one. All right, so the Oxford Language Dictionary for fulfill is to carry out as required or expected.
I want you to break down the scripture.
All right, so that's what basically Christ showed us. It's like I say this. He showed us how we should carry out the laws, basically, like how we should, like, the spirit basically behind it.
Yeah, you understand? Correct. Why? Because in the Old Testament we had the law. In the Old Testament it said it's adultery for a man to sleep with another man's wife. That was in the law and it was written. But what was the problem with it? Why did Christ have to come? The law didn't change and it was there in the Old Testament. But why did Christ have to come? Come on.
Was it, to my recollection, I think, was it because of I want to say it was because of the punishments, the penalty, like being stoned to death as of like result of not being obedient.
Did Christ have a problem with people getting stoned to death?
Lie.
No. So why did Christ have to come? Are you sure? He showed them, right? He showed them how to carry it, but a little bit more. Remember, we can understand how not to sleep with another man's wife. We get that. It's from the laws, right? Like, wear your seatbelt when you're driving a car. You don't necessarily need a man to come and show you how to put a seatbelt on. You get it. It's written, right? But what was the problem? Come on.
Consequences.
Consequences are still the same. Like if you like even today, right? Christ died for us to get this chance. There will become a time where nigga, you're going to die if you sleep with another man's wife. That's not over. You ain't running from that. Like you will die. You will get killed for sleeping with another man's wife. So that's not it. Come on, Maisha, what you got? They were doing it, right? But why? I'm gonna have to give it to you for time's sake. Come on.
No brotherhood.
Yes. Now break it down.
All right, so basically, it's like I don't know if I may. Basically, it's like, like I said, this. Now that when you see Christ fulfilling the law, it's the meaning behind it. I guess you could say like you wouldn't sleep with your brother's wife because that's your brother and you care about him.
Correct. Meaning what? Now I'm following the law, not because I don't want to get stoned to death. That's not why I'm following the law now. I'm following the law of not sleeping with my brother's wife because I love my brother.
That's right.
That's why Christ said that the whole law hinge on these two, to love the Lord with all thy heart and to love thy brother as thyself. Because if you just follow those two, then you don't need to read to not commit adultery. You don't need to read to not be a thief or a liar or a drug dealer. Why? Because I love my brother. And so I'm never going to sell drugs to him. I won't sell drugs to his son or to his mother or to his uncle or to his father because I love him. And I wouldn't want a drunken father. I wouldn't want a drug-inflicted father or a drug-inflicted mother. And so because I love him, I understand that I'm not doing it because of a law. None of us in here, we in the UPK right now, we don't break the law. You don't break the law because you think a Levitical priest is going to bust through the door. That's not why you do it. We don't eat shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster because I want this man's son to be able to be raised in a place where his son don't have to be murdered by police at 13 years old. That's why I don't do it. I do it because a man by the name of Yahushua Mashiach, or as the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, a man who was innocent, a man who didn't get the opportunities to have a wife and to go and party and to go and celebrate Christmas like we did. He didn't get those opportunities because he was too concerned with you. And he gave his life so that you can have another chance to do what is right. Now, here we are. Here we are in 2023, and we still celebrating Christmas. We still celebrating Thanksgiving, the holiday that is a representation of the slaughter of the Native American Indians. We still celebrating these things, but yet we love Christ. Yeah, we love Jesus. Jesus would have whipped you out the temple. Your Christian pastor, Jesus would have been at the doorstep with a whip, getting ready to flip the tables over inside the temple because they making a whorehouse out of it. You understand? But now, come on. You have some?
I have some.
Come on.
John 14:15. I got a precept.
Come on with it.
It's like, yeah, one second.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, it's right here. All right, it's like, yeah, the one. This is John, the book of John, chapter 14, verse 15. If ye love me, keep my commandments.
If you what?
If ye love me, keep my commandments.
Come on, man. I mean, it's simple. Okay. It's simple, man. You understand? Imagine Christ. You know, imagine a brother. Let's say we got a bunch of kids in this classroom, right? And that outside the door is enemies lurking. They want to kill us all. And I'm telling these kids, yo, all the kids know they need to be quiet. But the kids don't give a damn. They in the back screaming and they going crazy. They banging on the walls. And I'm like, yo, be quiet. Because if you don't be quiet, they gonna come in here and kill us all. And they like, okay. Yeah. They going crazy. Yeah. 21 Savage. And I'm like, I'm looking at these kids and I'm like, man, these are stiff-necked, these dumbass kids. Salakia. These idiotic kids. But you know what? I love them. Because they my people. They my children. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get these my brothers. Y'all rolling with me. Y'all looking at me, looking at these kids, and y'all looking at me like, yo, Mark, what you going to do? What you going to do? And I love y'all too. And I don't want y'all to die. So you know what I say? I say, you know what, Tabawan, Kumar Paul, Maya Shah, Hawan, y'all take this, man. Y'all take this, and then y'all teach it to my people. Y'all teach it to blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. And then when that day come, I leave y'all. I go outside and I say, hey, look, it was me inside of there making all that noise. Kill me. Kill me. And y'all inside crying. Because you just lost a man that you knew was good. You lost a man that your brother who you knew tried to save your life. And now it's y'all and it's them. And I'm dead. I'm gone. You understand? How would it make you feel knowing that you lost a man that you love dearly when those kids start screaming and acting up again? How would it make you feel? They know that Christ died because they were sinning. And they said, damn, that's messed up. That's messed up. Well, pass the pork. What would be the purpose of him dying? If I know that as soon as I go out here and die for these kids, once I'm dead, they're going to start screaming again, and then they're going to die. What the hell would be the point of me dying? Like, that's the one thing I always ask Christians this question. If Christ died because we were sinning, what was the point of him dying? If we were just going to do the same thing, he died for what? Damn, I'm a hoe. I'm a hoe. Christ died for me. I'm supposed to be the one that's dead. I'm supposed to be the one that's stoned to death because I'm a hoe. But now Christ died for me. Damn, thank you. Thank you, Jesus. And then I go be a hoe some more. You understand? That's why the Bible say when you willingly sin, it's like you re-piercing Christ in his side all over again. You understand? You doing it. You killing him all over again. You understand? You got questions, sis? Oh, okay. No, it's a lot. But it's like you killing him all over again, man. And that's what the church teaches. They teach that God, like I remember, I know I'm long with it. I'm going to get on with it. But I remember like when I was at Central, right? And I walked inside the student union. And then I had like a little crop, no, not a crop top shirt, it's a loggy, goddamn. I had like a little sleeveless shirt, right? Like a little, it was cut off. And I got tattoos and whatnot. And I was rocking the Shield of David. So some old head step up to me. He like, oh, okay, I see you working with the Lord. You working with the Lord, right? I was like, yeah. I was a little bit younger in the truth at the time. But he asked me, I was like, I see your tattoos, man. He was like, they nice, man. I like your tattoos. And I was like, nah, I don't like them, man. He was like, why not? And I was like, man, because I found out that getting tattoos was a sin against the Lord. And you know what this man responded to me? This is a Christian. He responded to me and he said, yeah, you right. Hey, Shalom says, what's going on? He said, yeah, you right. It is a sin to get tattoos. He was like, but if you decide to go get another one, just know that the Lord still love you, brother. And I remember walking out of there and I remember thinking to myself that in his mind, that was supposed to make me feel good. In his mind, that was supposed to comfort me in how I was living my life. And he doesn't understand how detrimental that is. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get that if I see your daughter on the street and she smoking cocaine, and I see her and I say, baby girl, ain't you so-and-so daughter? Yeah. What you doing? That cocaine. You know what? I'm putting this joint away. I ain't about to smoke this cocaine no more. You know why? Because I found out that this cocaine smoke goes against the Lord. And I don't want to be a sinner. So I'm going to put this cocaine down. And I say, oh, that's good. But if you do decide to go smoke some cocaine and some more, you know that the Lord's still going to love you, baby. Now, how would you feel about that as a parent? How would you feel about some dumbass telling your baby that the Lord's still going to love you if you go ahead and just, smoke some more weed? You smoke some more coke. You're going to feel like, why would you enable her to do something like that? Why your Christian pastor do it? Why your Christian pastor enable you to do the things that you do? Why your Christian pastor teach you that everybody goes to heaven and as long as they repent, as long as they that dumb pass I had at Word of God, she brought me into the principal's office and made me I guess give my life to the Lord. In high school, I ain't know nothing about this. She made me go and she was like, have you come on, I know y'all was Christians, man. What's the saying? There you go. Thank you. I want to go on.
Talking about the ABC.
Huh?
ABC.
What?
It's accept, believe, and
I don't know. It was that. You understand? Accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. I remember she asked me the day before, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to go to class. What are you talking about? So the next day, and imagine I found out later she like a pastor that got her license for $40 online, right?
Damn.
But she took me into her room and made me put my hand on the Bible and said, "Now, do you accept Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior?" And I was like, yeah, I guess. I don't fucking know. It's a lock you. You understand? And then after that, I went and smoked weed. After that, I went to go find the most whores I can find. That's what I went to go do. I went to go gang bang, tote illegal weapons, and every time I was there, I said, "Oh, hey, yeah, Jesus Christ." You understand? Because it meant nothing. It was very worthless for her to do that. Why? Because me saying that, or the same as someone getting dipped in water, does not actually mean that you follow Christ. You're not doing anything by getting dipped in water. You think you're getting baptized. You a hoe getting dipped in some water. All you come up is a wet hoe. That's all you come up. You just ain't hoe that's just wet. You understand? They need to put some damn Dial soap inside that damn water and just go ahead and give you a shower because you are nasty. You understand? But that's why Christ said what? No longer shalt thou baptize in water, but through fire. The renewing of the mind, meaning that you're going to have to actually change your life, and it's going to hurt to do it. You're going to have withdrawals from eating pork. You're going to have withdrawals from celebrating Christmas. It's going to burn. It's going to be a fight. You know why? Because Christ had to fight for you. Christ had to burn and die for you. So now you telling me you can't not celebrate Christmas for him? Christmas is that damn important that you just gotta do it like a big ass kid. You gotta do it. You have to. You understand? When the Bible in Jeremiah 10 and verse 2 teaches us not to do it, it says, don't get a tree and put it inside your house. Matter of fact, get it real quick. Get it real quick, and then we're going to move on. I got you. Let's get it real quick. Because this is one that, the Christian church will have it. And again, for all of us, I don't blame the people. I don't blame the people for doing these things. But your Christian pastors are supposed to have a certain level of knowledge of these scriptures. So when your Christian pastors are the one telling you to celebrate Christmas, of course the people do it. Of course we do. Because we're looking up to them to lead us to God. So when they tell us it's okay to do certain things, we think it's okay. But the Bible says this, read.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
It said, don't learn the way of the heathen. Keep going.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. What are the signs of heaven? The stars, astrology. You understand? Meaning, dismayed means to like you are, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not like amazed at it, right? It's nothing wrong with looking at the stars. You can look at the stars. I know women like women like beautiful things. Look at the stars and all that stuff. It's fine. But to be dismayed is like you looking at it and it changes your life. You're like, oh man, it's a blood moon. I got to stay inside the house tonight. You know why? Because that means that the people are about to go crazy outside. And all of the Virgos during this month, that's when they really start to be two-faced. And that's why all my Virgo friends during the month of September, we always fall out because they Virgos and Scorpios, they going to be the ones that tell on you. Those going to be the snitches because if you look at the stars, no. You understand? Come on.
Hey, so like y'all don't what you saying is so heavy because I'm about to say something about that. The zodiac sign stuff is like, it's like it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really is, respectfully. But
it's just pointless. You understand? Like, even if you look at the star constellations of a Leo, I wish we had this TV up, Stop One. Good night. If you go and look at the constellation of a Leo, it is not shaped in the shape of a lion at all. It's not in the shape of a lion at all. If you look at the constellation of a Leo, you all got Google machines on your phones and whatnot. You can Google it yourself. Just Google the constellations of a Leo. You understand? It's not shaped as a lion whatsoever. It looks more so like a damn. Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ, Shalom. So you want to take your class? Kind of what kind is it? It's more shaped than like a. What did it look like? An iron or something like that? You understand? But keep reading.
For the heathen are dismayed at them. Verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
Hold on now. It say for the customs of the people are vain. For what?
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest. Right? For Christmas time, we go do what? We cut that tree out of the forest, or nowadays we lazy. You understand? Like we ain't like how they was back in the day. Generations before us, they used to actually go get that axe and go cut a tree. Come on. You understand? Like they used to actually go ahead and cut the tree out of the forest. Now you just go to like the winter workshop and you buy the tree, put it on the truck, so on and so forth. But come on.
The work of the hands
Uh-huh.
of the workmen
Uh-huh.
with the axe.
Uh-huh.
Verse 4.
Uh-huh.
They deck it with silver and with gold.
What's the song? Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Ain't that the words? Ain't that what you do? Ain't that what you do? Don't you get the silver and the gold lights and put it up there? Don't you get all the lights and make it sparkling, and then you get the tree topper? Don't you? Ain't that what you do? Yeah, you deck it up. You make it look nice. But this in the Bible. Hold on now. Keep reading.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers.
Uh-huh.
That it move not.
They fasten it with nails and hammers that it move not. Nowadays, the trees come with the bottom. So now you ain't got to stick a nail and a hammer through your floor. It's already there. It stands right. It stands upright. Keep going.
Verse 5.
Uh-huh.
They are upright
Uh-huh.
as the palm tree.
Uh-huh.
But speak not.
Uh-huh.
They must needs be born.
They are upright as a palm tree, but speak not. Meaning that tree is a piece of garbage. It's not worth nothing.
That's
Its
right.
needs be born. Meaning what? Meaning for that tree to have power, you have to give it to it.
That's right.
For that tree to have power, you have to spray the holiday season for breeze. You have to go get the eggnog and play. What's the Christmas songs? I thought I was gonna get y'all. Y'all know. I know y'all know the damn Christmas song, right? What is it? Aretha Franklin, Mariah Carey, right? Mariah Carey, The Temptations. You have to set the spirit in your house, and then you walk inside the house and you just look at that tree. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. We were doing this thousands of years ago, and the Lord said not to do that. You understand? Keep going.
Because they cannot go.
Uh-huh.
Be not afraid of them.
Be not afraid of that tree. That tree ain't gonna do no evil. It ain't gonna hurt you. Keep going.
For they cannot do evil.
Uh-huh.
Neither also
Uh-huh.
is it in them
Uh-huh.
to do good.
Neither also is it in them to do good. That tree ain't gonna bring your family together.
That's right.
I know you think that. I know you believe that tree gonna bring your family together. It's gonna mend all arguments and difficulties with your family. It ain't gonna do nothing. You understand? Except cause harm and trauma to the nation of Israel every single year. Every year we get into holiday season and the crime rate skyrockets. Every single year. The way it was just a 10-year-old boy? A 10-year-old boy just shot his mother in her face. You know why? Because she didn't get him an Oculus Quest for Christmas. You understand? I'm in the prison department. There's brothers in prison right now who are locked up because they were so poor that they had to commit crimes to get money to provide gifts for some, I ain't gonna say the B word, for some hoe and her terrible children, and he wanted to keep the woman, so he had to rob so that he could get money to celebrate Christmas. Now he in prison. Now she's a hoe. She's sleeping with the next man, the next up. What did Christmas do for him? What does Christmas do for your spoiled children? How does Christmas help anybody? I heard somebody on Clubhouse say some of the dumbest thing I heard in a long time. She said, I got to celebrate Christmas because I'm an Israelite, but I got to go celebrate Christmas because all year round I'm secluded from my family. And I wanted to smash my damn phone. I wish she was in front of me so I could just throw the phone at her face. And maybe she'll get some sensibility about herself. Bitch, why don't you just not be secluded all the rest of the year? Why don't you just try that? Why don't you? I gotta celebrate Christmas because the rest of the year I'm secluded.
Hey, Salaki, other one.
Hold on. Why don't you just wait? Why don't you just go wait past Christmas and then go see your family in February? Just don't be secluded. Go be included with your family. Did your family have a family reunion? I'm sure they do. Why don't you go there? Why don't you go to the family reunion? Why don't you go to the parties? Why don't you invite your cousins and your sisters and brothers to come out and party with you and have a dinner with them? But no one ever thinks that. You understand? No one ever thinks that they could just spend time with their family outside of Christmas. They think, oh, well, it's just Christmas. I got to wait all year. You understand? Come on, Juan, what you got?
It's like the other one. Hey, what you bringing out is so heavy because it's like, my situation with I had mother, and it's like, even with her birthday passing in December, she said like she wanted to go to dinner But she said birthday dinner. I'm like, it's not your birthday, it's no more. So it's like a regular dinner. So it's like the holidays have programmed our people to be systematically programmed to just celebrating on certain days, but not love their family throughout the whole rest of the year.
Yeah. Come on.
Lock in another thing too. You got to think about it like that. I don't know what the brother just said too. Christmas is like 5 or 6 days before the first of the month. So you buying all these Christmas presents when you really don't got the funds to do so, and your pockets be on broke before the first of the month when you got to pay rent. So why did these corporations get richer off our dollars? Our pockets is on slim.
Exactly.
So that's the dumbest thing you could ever do.
And let me tell you something. Your pockets going slim, or your inability to be able to celebrate Christmas how you want to, is what makes Christmas great. That's the only reason Christmas is so grand as it is. Christmas is only good because your Christmas is terrible. That's it. The birthdays are only good because yours are terrible. Otherwise, it's nothing special about it. If I know on my birthday, I'm going to get a Rolls Royce and a Lamborghini. And then I know on top of Juan's birthday, he going to get a Rolls Royce and a Lamborghini. And then his birthday, he get one, and you get one, and you get one, and everybody get a Rolls Royce and a Lamborghini. How is mine special? It doesn't make nothing special. I have to one-up you somehow. I got to get a rocket ship. And all of you have to go broke trying to get a rocket ship like I did. All of you have to go broke trying to have a party as big as my party was. All of you. That's why every year we go through the same thing. We always look at other people's birthdays. We always say, well, Shalana, she did this for her birthday. Why does it matter? Why does it matter what someone else did for her birthday? Why? Because you want yours to be the best. You want your day to be the best. So much and so, women nowadays do what? I've only seen this with women. If I see a man do this, I'm going to tell you gay. I'm going to tell you a gay big kid. But nowadays, women, it's not even just a day no more. Oh, this is my birthday week. This week. This is my birthday month. I'm turning up every day this month. Why? Because that one day at some point ain't good enough no more. It ain't good enough to just have that one day, because you don't get to do all the things you want to do in the one day. Now you need the week. Now you need the month of everyone worshiping you. And you post it on Instagram all the time. It's my birthday month. The countdown is getting closer. It's my birthday month. It's my birthday month. Worship me. Worship me. Meanwhile, your people are dying on the streets of America. Good night. Look, somebody played the Christmas music on my phone already. Come on.
I got a precept for that.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31.
That's weird. How the hell did that happen? I don't know. The government, right? Come on. Come on.
Envy thou, not the oppressor,
Mm-hmm.
and choose none of his ways.
Right. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways, man. Why are you celebrating Christmas, man, when our oppressor gave us that? Like, black people love to hate white people potato salad all day. Y'all love to hate on them non-cooking behinds, and they put raisins in the potato salad. Nigga, you celebrate their Christmas though. You definitely do that. You know, you hate on white people music all day, don't you? But you damn sure gonna remember that 9/11. You understand? They tell us to forget about slavery, but yet you remember 9/11 every single year. Every single year you remember 9/11. You go to church, you pray about it, you do this, that, and the third. You understand? Keep reading. Or is that it on that? Okay. Read it one more time.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31. Envy thou, not the oppressor.
Envy thou, not the oppressor. Don't envy him. Don't look at how he lives his life. The oppressor, he put his Christmas carols up. He put the lights out. He sets the standard and the tone for these holidays, and we look at it and we try to chase him. You understand? We chase his lifestyle. We want to have what he have. Keep going.
And choose none of his ways.
But we shouldn't choose those ways, man. We shouldn't choose that, because you know what that incites? That incites black men choosing white women over their sister. That incites black men choosing white women over Hispanic sisters or Native American Indian sisters or Haitians or West Indians or the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel altogether. That's what that incites, because if you rather celebrate Christmas than your high holy days in the Bible, then you'll damn sure rather sleep with Karen than to sleep with your sister. You understand? Because you choosing his ways and what he has. You understand? And none of this is what they teach us in the Christian church. I charge your pastor for being the greatest liar on the face of the planet Earth. You understand? Next to the white man. I charge your pastor for being the greatest pimp on the face of the planet Earth, period. Your Christian pastor is a hoe. You understand? He is a hoe, which is why I guarantee you today, all of you go back to your Christian pastor. Just go to, if you're in the truth, just go back to the pastor you used to know and just say, hey, pastor, it's some Israelite dude up here talking about you. He telling me that you a hoe. He telling me that you a coward and you a faggot. Salaki, type of one. And that you are a pimp for black people and that you don't know the truth about the Bible. Can you please go into his class and tear him up and battle him with the scriptures and prove to him that Christianity is the way? I guarantee your whole ass pastor will say, no. He ain't gonna do it. You know why? Because your Christian pastor knows just how much of a hoe he is. Here's the thing, though. He can't tell you that he's a hoe, because if he tell you that, then you won't follow him. You know what else you won't follow him for? When he walk his dumb ass into these doors and get body bagged. When he walk into these doors and try to debate with the Israelite School of UPK on live TV, and all of the people see that he don't know nothing, then you'll have no choice. Then he knows that he gonna lose his members. He gonna lose his church, which is why it's better for him to just stay in his four walls. Don't question God. Don't ask no question. How many of y'all have ever seen a question been asked in church? I'd be very surprised if you have. You seen it? No, hey, look, if you've seen it, that's Most High in Christ. I've never seen someone raise their hand and ask the pastor during a sermon a question about anything. So one person? Oh, so you never seen it? So how you supposed to learn about God?
It's like, if I'm
Come on.
It's crazy what you were saying. It's so heavy because like the average service like 2 hours, but nobody asks a question. But we be in a college class an hour 15 minutes and we ask 1,000 questions.
I mean, because if you're trying to learn something, you gotta ask questions. I don't care what it is that you're trying to learn. If you're trying to learn how to cook, if you're trying to learn how to build a house, if you're trying to learn how to raise a kid, if you're trying to learn about mathematics or science or biology, anatomy, you're going to have to ask questions to gain understanding. But the church isn't there for you to understand nothing. The church is there for you to just obey and just follow whatever they teach you. They give money, pay money in the bucket. You understand? They give your tithes, which is stupid because if the law is done away with, why the hell are we still paying tithes? Tithes is the law found in the book of Malachi, verses 8 through 10. Right? That's a law in the Bible, in the Old Testament. Number one, if I'm not mistaken, tithe is in the Old Testament. If the law is done away with, why in the Christian church do you pay tithes? No sweat. You understand? Keep reading. Oh, drop down to verse 25. Mm-hmm.
Proverbs 33. Right?
Drop down to 23 and 25.
Oh, 23, 25. You said 23, 25. Oh, okay. I'm on Proverbs, right?
Mm-hmm. No, Jeremiah.
Oh, Jeremiah. I got you.
Jeremiah 23 and 25.
I got you. That's what. 1 second, Bakusha. All right, that's what. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 25. I have heard what the prophet said. That prophesied lies in my name.
I have heard what the prophet said, that is prophesied lies in my name. You understand? These your Christian pastors that prophesy lies in the Lord's name. Keep going.
Saying,
I
have dreamed.
I have what?
I have dreamed.
I have dreamed. Now, let me ask y'all a question now. I know y'all love black people and everything, but what was Martin Luther King's greatest speech? I have a dreamed. Was Martin Luther King not a pastor? Was he not a leader for black people? Well, the Lord just said, read it again. This is what the Lord said. These are not my words. This is what God said. Come on.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 25.
I
have heard what the prophet said. That prophesied lies in my name. Saying, I have dreamed. I have dreamed.
Saying, I have dreamed. I have dreamed. I have a dream that white people and black people will join hand in hand in holy matrimony. I don't know what the hell else he said. Right? It was a lie. There is no Bible scripture that tells us to join hand in. The Bible actually says, though thou join hand in hand with the wicked, thou shalt not go unpunished. That's actually what the Bible says about joining hand in hand. But Martin Luther King said, I have a dream that white people and black people will join hand in hand. Keep reading.
Verse 26.
Uh-huh.
How long shall this be in the heart of the prophet?
How long shall this be in your heart? How long is this Christian religion going to be in your heart? How long are you going to think that this is the way for black people to rise up? You Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. No, nigga. All lives matter according to you. According to you, that's the thing that killed me. You Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter going to church. All lives matter. Jesus Christ loves everybody. Black Lives Matter. Which one is it? Which ones matter? You get mad at white people for putting white lives matter. Nigga, you're on their part. You agree. You think that God loves everybody. So how are you mad at white people for saying all lives matter? That's true for you. You understand? But it's not true for the Lord. Read.
Of the prophets that prophesy lies.
Uh-huh.
Yea.
Uh-huh.
They are prophets
Uh-huh.
of the deceit of their own heart.
They are prophets of the deceit of their own heart. Your Christian pastors have said what? Yo, I had a vision. Or I had a dream. Or I had a reckoning. You what? God spoke to me. Come on.
I remember when I was in the Christian church one time, my pastor said, God sent me a message to give to y'all. I'm like,
come on, man. Come on.
Like he literally looked up to the sky too. It was crazy.
No sweat. Keep going.
All right, no sweat. Verse 27.
Uh-huh.
Which think to cause my people to forget my name.
Uh-huh.
By their dreams.
They make the people forget the Lord's name by their dreams, by what they want you to do, by what they tell you to do. They want you to focus. They want women to focus on a man that could give them $5,000 because you deserve it. You deserve to be with a man who can shower you in blessings as Lord Jesus Christ did from above. You deserve it. And if you are with a man who can't pump your gas and give you $1,000, thou art loose. You are unequally yoked, you bastard. You sick bastard. And of course, they're going to take that and run with it. They're going to say, boy, you can't give me $5,000. Then the Lord said that we are unequally yoked. If you can't match my class and my lifestyle, then we are unequally yoked. And so now what do we have? We got a bunch of women who leave their husbands because they're poor. As if black people aren't the poorest people on the face of the planet Earth.
That's right. As
if black people haven't been enslaved for 400 years. As if black men haven't been targeted by America's cruel and harsh institution and structure for 400 years. You'll have sisters leave a man and go get a white man. Go get a white boy as if he's better. As if he's better because he wears a suit or because his father owns part of Citgo or his father owns stakes in CNN. Why? Because they were slave masters and they got the upper hand. You know what? Our morality has been destroyed. Our integrity has been tarnished, man. If you a black woman, you should never lay down with a white man ever in your life, ever. You should never do it. You understand? You should never do it. And if you're a black man, you should never take no stinking Karen to be your woman. That shouldn't even be in your mindset to even think to do. You understand? As much pain that they have caused us, as much things that they've done to our people, and you think that that's the woman that you need to go get? When you got Mexicans in the border on cages right now, it's her people that's doing that. It's her people that's causing the Mexicans to be on the cages, and those are your brothers. You understand? It's Mexicans that fought with us in San Antonio, Texas at the Battle of Alamo, and they turned around and tried to tell us that the Mexicans were trying to kill the niggas when it was the white people that was trying to fight for us to be in slavery, and the Mexicans fought to liberate us. But they'll teach us to go against our brothers. You understand? The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, but you don't know that. But you don't know that because your Christian pastor won't teach you this. He won't teach you that. He'll have you thinking that the Battle of Alamo was about a bunch of liberal white folk who was brave. Them niggas was cowards. Them Mexicans put easy work to them, man. Them Mexicans put easy work to them white boys as they were trying to put us in slavery, man. But yeah, nowadays, here we are 2023, and we think the Mexicans, we think that we supposed to be against each other. Can you figure me that? How the hell? You know, the Mexicans was put in cages. We put in jail cells, and the Native American Indians are put on reservations. The Native American Indians got pushed from land to land, reservation to reservation. You understand? During the Trail of Tears, and even to this day. And who else is getting pushed off their land? Us, in gentrification.
Who else is getting slaughtered by it? They slaughtered 99 million black Negroes in the transatlantic slave trade alone. So much and so that they say that the sharks to this day still swim the same routes that the boat sailed, looking for bodies to fall over. You understand? When they did the census of the Native American Indians, I forgot what year. When they did the census, when they first came over here, there was about 77 million Native American Indians that inhabited this land, that inhabited North America. You know how many were left when they did the census? What was 2010? In the year 2000? You know how many were left after 77 million? It was 2 million. 2 million left. 75 million they murdered and left 2 million. You know what they did for that? They gave you Thanksgiving. They gave Thanksgiving to the tribe that survived. You understand? Like, yeah, we done murdered your people, but hey, come and have dinner with us, man. We're gonna give you some turkey. And they do it today. They murder the poor, that the people who can't defend themselves, and then they give you EBT. They give you food stamps. Why? Like we read in Ecclesiastes. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. That Thanksgiving was supposed to destroy the spirit of the Native American Indians. You understand? That's what it was supposed to. It's almost like, how many of you got children? How many of you got children and you got to discipline your children? You know, after you get done whooping your child, you know that in your heart, you know, damn. And it make you feel bad because, you know, like, man, he hate me now. He hate me. But as a father, as a mother, when you don't want that feeling, you do what? You say, but let me talk to you, man. No, I didn't want to have to do that, man. You understand? Here that new video game you wanted, man. Just make sure you get your grades right. Why do you do that? Because you trying to destroy that spirit. You don't want that spirit in your son. You don't want that spirit to linger in your daughter when she walking around pouting, because you don't want it to grow into something. Now, as a parent, you know, that's your child. You know, they'll get over it. But that same tactic is what they did to us as a nation of people. They destroyed that spirit by giving you gifts, by giving you the projects and giving you ghettos. You understand? Keep reading.
Which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name. As their fathers
have forgotten my name. The name that we've forgotten is the name of the Lord. You understand? Yahweh. We've forgotten his name and the way that we were supposed to conduct ourselves, our culture. You understand? Our history, our laws, the commandments that the Lord gave us. We've forgotten it. Keep reading.
For Baal.
For what?
Baal.
For Baal, man. For these other gods. You understand? Drop that. Now, before we go on, do we got any questions? Come on.
So, Lockie, you brought out like disciplining your children, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, in what way is a proper way to discipline your child? Can you spank your kids? My mother and father were disciplinarians. I got beatings, you know, for little stuff I was doing. So is there like another way we should go about disciplining our children other than whooping them?
No, I mean, that's up to your own discernment. Like, there is nothing wrong with, like the Bible says, spare the rod, spoil the child, you know. But you don't want to abuse your child. You understand? Like, there's certain things, there is a line that's drawn between discipline and abuse. Abuse is you beating a child half to death. Abuse is you withholding food from them. Abuse is, you calling them B.A. nigga and you no good son of a this and you just like your dad and you ain't nothing but a hoe and you ain't this, that, and the third. That's verbal abuse, and then you got physical abuse. You understand? But disciplining your child, that's just you want to just make sure that you're not abusing your child. Now, of course, every child gonna feel like discipline is abuse. Every time, everything you do. You can say, go stand in that corner for 2 minutes, and they looking in the corner like, I'm about to call CPS. This is abuse. I have to stand here. My other friends don't have to stand in no corners. You know why? Because children are stupid. They're stupid. You understand? They think that every little thing that doesn't feel good and may be harsh to them as they're growing up, they think that it's abuse. And, good knows. I thank the Lord that I didn't know about no damn CPS or none of that gay stuff when I was coming up. You understand? I pray that CPS get destroyed by the time my children learn how to use a phone. So I'll be damned if my child look at me and say, I'm going to call CPS.
I'm like, bitch, you better call an ambulance. That's what you're gonna need. You understand? But there is a difference, man. Some people do abuse their children. You understand? And that's not okay. That's not okay. You understand? Like discipline has to be you disciplining your child and efforts to teach them a lesson. If I'm punching somebody in the face and giving them a black eye and they 4 years old, what lesson am I teaching them? What they gonna learn from that? Nothing. You know, they just gonna learn to be abused. You understand? And that's just that. So you don't want to do that, but hey, if you use the flip flop, use the flip flop. Use the switch, use the switch. I guess you understand. I'm more old school. I guess I don't really look down. Everybody be talking stories about it got beat and you got to go get your own switch and all that. I never had to get my own switch, but I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't. Hey, it is what it is. You better man up. Come on. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah. I'll punch you too. Yeah, I'll just punch you. I'll punch you. Yeah. Most Barakatai Hawaii I was shot for him. You understand? You got some fathers who don't deal with their children. You understand? You got some fathers who aren't there to punch their sons in the chest. You got some fathers who aren't there to make them train and to make them get up and make them run. You got some fathers who just go and do cocaine and do crack and go and end up in prison for the rest of their life. You got some fathers who are like that. You understand? So I thank the Lord, you understand, that you had a father who could punch you in the chest, punch you in the stomach, punch you in the arm, and get, whatever he did, and made you do push-ups or whatever he did. You understand? Because whatever he did worked. Whatever he did in his life and raising you, Barakatai Hawaii was shot for your father because it landed you here. It landed you here to be a trooper in the Israelite school of UPK. So he did his job. You understand? A lot of people think that there's a such thing as a perfect parent. Get that out your mind. Ain't no such thing. You understand? And you may not understand that until you grow up to have children of your own. And you realize how hard it is. You realize how hard it is to discipline because you don't want to. You want to be able to protect your seeds from everything. You don't want them to get scratches and cuts. You don't want them to get hurt. But you're wise enough to understand that if I don't hurt them now, then someone who hates them may hurt them later. And they may not be able to come back from that. And so you have to do it. And that's just the battle. That's just the pain of growing up. That's the pain of becoming a father or a mother. That's learning that you have to be able to teach your children how to survive in this world that is very much cruel to us, especially if you're black, especially if you're an Israelite living in America, living anywhere in the earth. You understand? Any other questions? All right, anything online? Oh, Salaki. Yeah, if there's anything online. If not, do anybody have where we was at last Tuesday? So like you had something? Come.
If you saw the video of
come on.
Did you see the video of Nate that
that
I posted when he was questioned about his organization not committing any crimes? and he basically denied every incident by saying that the moment the person did a crime that they were what he said excommunicated out of the group, yet still paying tithes. I just want to know your take on that.
Well, my take on it, but he said a little bit worse. What he said was that he said that the people that committed crimes, they was excommunicated from the school before they committed the crimes. Like Nate is a nasty liar, man. Like it didn't make no sense what he was saying. He said that if someone commits a crime, then they are excommunicated from the school. So those people who committed a crime, they were excommunicated before they committed the crime. That don't make no damn sense. So what did they do before they committed the crime to be excommunicated? Nothing. They didn't do anything. You understand? They weren't excommunicated. The person who got arrested for shooting a transgender had the purple shirt on in his mugshot. He was in there having a private lesson, a private class with a whole transgender, man. That's what was happening. And he got to the transgender precepts and they started fighting. Good night, man. Yeah, but Nate is just a nasty liar, man. He's just a disgusting. Now, I find IUIC to be more and more disgusting every year. Every single year. We was on Clubhouse not too long ago, and there was a brother who was like some Israelite, and we didn't understand. Like, this dude kept talking, and then I kept looking at the brother. I'm like, yo. And then eventually he said, I was in IUIC, and I said, that's him. This dude is the dude who came out and apologized for being a part of the incognito IUIC group who was using women's accounts to go and try to cause havoc in the ISUPK. It was him. And he was in there telling us everything about what they do in IUIC and how disgusting and how terrible it is and how much of a cult that it really is. That was the premise of the conversation. And he was like, yeah, everything that defines a cult, they were doing. You had to excommunicate your family. If your rib didn't want to come in the truth with you, you couldn't be with her no more. You had to divorce her. You could only have one wife. You had to sign an NDA. You had to pay $2,500 for a damn shirt, a purple shirt. He was airing out all the dirty laundry, and I'm just sitting there like, damn, y'all niggas is terrible. You understand? He broke down the Joy Morgan thing, and he was like, yeah, they did not handle that properly. They completely excommunicated. He said that they could excommunicated the dude, but then they also excommunicated her as if she did something wrong and she the one that's dead. You understand? Like, that's IUIC, man. That's what fake Hebrew Israelites do, man. That's why the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana is not affiliated with no other Hebrew Israelite group. You understand? You get to in 1 second. Yeah.
Slug. So what was that? You said you was from last week?
Hey, I got one more thing. Also, there was a previous video on this same Gilbert Grape leader. And this, I really just want you to expound on this, okay? This brother, now we in the Brotherhood class, right?
Right.
He learned that he was in the truth. He learned that he was Israel, right? From the ISUPK, right?
Okay.
And he went through the intake process that we all go through. We all understand if we have a art with a brother, we go to him and they alone, right?
Okay.
We understand after that, if he doesn't hear us, we go to counsel, right?
Counsel.
But at some point, this brother, he in his explanation of what happened to why did he start his own group?
Okay.
He was saying that brothers were married.
Good night.
You understand? He was saying that the brothers were married to wives,
right?
And then he said backbiting, which has nothing to do with him personally, but this is a reason to cause him to go and cause confusion by going to the house of David and these other groups, and then subsequently starting his own what do you call it, Velvet group,
right?
And so what I'm saying is, being in the Brotherhood class, why is that something that we can't see, or people even in the IUIC, why can't they see that trumps all of their velvety garments and all of their high-end videos and all of their numbers, the marching parade and all that stuff they have, they glorify so much? Why is it that the crux of what makes them even in existence is because Nathaniel had no brotherhood for Commander General Yohana. He didn't want to serve him.
That's right.
He didn't want to serve. He can't say we broke up when Commander General Yohana never left. You understand? Commander General Yohana actually kept the high holy days. He kept the school open. He slept on the floor. And where was Nate? Where was his brother? He came in. Now imagine everybody leave this school right now, and it's just, let's say, Officer Lahab or Officer Abraham, and you guys go to another venue or another group, or just leave the truth altogether. Well, if I'm sincerely in this truth, I'm not gonna say, oh well, Yermak left, or oh Maya Shah left. Officer Lahab, where we having the high holy day? We in the school. We keeping the school in Greensboro open, or we keeping the school in Durham open. This is what we're doing. Nathaniel should have fell in line. I'm speaking on that for a reason, for the Brotherhood class, because he's getting the national attention, because he's clout chasing after millionaires and trying to keep their paycheck, you know what I mean,
That's right.
coming in. But unlike Nate, Commander Junior Hunter's out here feeding the poor and defending the fatherless. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely want you to speak on that. Definitely get on this cat for getting all this national attention, but it is actually a blessing in the skies. You know what I mean? Because the Lord gonna deal with that group. Go ahead.
If I could just say one thing, Salak, you want? Am I going to say one thing real quick? Salak, if I could, that's such a heavy point you bring it out. You broke it down so exquisitely. I don't even really got to say much on it, but if I could, it's just what you just said is the answer to the question. You know what I mean? Like that cat had the foresight almost, I would say. Like the scriptures talk about being puffed up. That brother saw himself on the national spotlight 20 years ago. He saw himself on the news and being the man 25, 30 years ago. And now it's coming to fruition. This is what he's always wanted. That's why you do something like that. Because like you said, you don't want to be under Commander Junior Hunter. You don't want to be under, you know what I'm saying, another man. Why? Because then we wouldn't be seeing this cat on this YouTube channel or that YouTube channel or on this national news coverage. We wouldn't be seeing him talking to all kind of celebrities and things like that because he would have to fall in line. He would have to say Khan on the one Khan, you know what I'm saying, just like we do in the ISUPK. But some brothers, like talking about his class, they don't have the brotherhood for that. The sacrifice that it takes to watch another man, to see another brother get the glory is too much for most of us. If I could, sir, it's no different than a drug dealer that sacrifices his whole neighborhood so his daughter can wear nice shoes. It's no different than a brother or a sister who sacrifices the reputation of her children, how her kids look at her to go dance on a pole so she can make money. It's the same sacrificial thing. He's just another pimp, and all of the people that follow him are just more hoes. You know what I'm saying? It's no different than the same Christian pastors y'all might be going at every week at camp and been cutting in this very class. It's no different than none of that. Salaki.
And so just in closing, what Nate should have done on a national scale, he should have apologized to Commander Junior Hunter for abandoning him.
That's right.
That's what he should have did. And we ain't gonna get off their neck until he apologized. You understand?
Yeah, you know, if I get the order, I'll do it. I'll get on IUIC, you understand, every single camp day. Half of them cowards, they ain't coming to our camp, I'm pretty sure. But no sweat. Give me John chapter 10 and verse 1. I'll expound on it a little bit more. You understand what the Adawan said is absolutely correct. The water. Yeah. It's a lot. The water.
Come
on.
It's the book of John, chapter 10, verse 1. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way.
So IUIC, they don't enter into the door of the sheepfold. They climbeth up some other way. They go somewhere else to get the truth. You go to GMS to get the truth, or GOCC or AOC to get the truth. You go to other ways. You understand? Keep going. The same is a thief and a robber. Meaning these fake Hebrew Israelite groups are thieves and are robbers because they're trying to steal the glory of the Lord. They trying to steal the glory of the Most High. In 1969, the Lord didn't establish IUIC. In 1969, the Lord didn't establish Great Milestone. He didn't establish GOCC. In 1969, the Lord established his name in 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, with ISUPK. That's simple. It's simple. It ain't no contending that. You understand? It ain't no way you can contend that. It ain't no getting around that. So I don't understand how you could think to be in another a fake Israelite group. There ain't no loyalty and no fake Israelite group. You have none. You have none. You can't answer the question as to how you in a group that was founded in 2006. How are you in a group that was founded in 2012? You understand? Because you are founded by a group of disloyal bastards, man. You understand? That left Commander Junior Hunter, like the Adawan said, that left all the 7 heads. The 7 heads established the truth with 1 West, and that's where the truth stay. It don't go nowhere else. It ain't never gonna go nowhere else. It's always gonna be 1 West, always, forever, until Christ come back, man.
You understand? Like when Christ come back, he gonna rock One West on his neck. I promise you, son. He gonna have a diamond chain on his neck. That joint probably gonna be blazing like it's gonna be made out of fire or something. And that joint gonna have One West, 125th Street on him, man. Because that's where men decided to fight against oppression. That's where men decided to not be Christians anymore. They decided to not be hoes and homosexuals no more in 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. So you got to give them that glory. It goes to them. They're the ones who decided, not you. You didn't decide to not be a Christian in 2003. It was men that did it before you. So how can you take the glory away from them? How can you take it from them? You got to give it to them. It is 1 West. It's always going to be 1 West. It's always only been 1 West. Ain't no damn IUIC, your purple prancing ponytail wearing fat punk. Good night. You understand? To hell with the airwaves and all these damn rules and words and regulations, man. You understand? But that's you a thief and a robber, man. You still in the glory. How you gonna come and seek to alter, to rearrange history, man? This book ain't written with you in it. This history ain't gonna be written with you in it. You are foe in the history of God, man, and the history of America and how the Israelites came out of the land of the north. That an angel prophesied unto Abraham thousands of years ago. You making yourself a foe against the Lord because you are seeking to establish your own righteousness. You want to tell men they can only have one wife, but then on the back end say, well, what Isupk teaches is right. We just don't teach that because you a sucker. Because you a sucker and a hoe. You slut. You slut wearing purple. You understand? You such a hoe. And every time I see him, you would think that the clips and things that you see of Nathaniel is like it's a one-time event. Every time I see a clip of him in his light, when he's supposed to look good, he looks like a gay man every single time. Twerking on stage. Ho, 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 ho. Looking like Santa Claus. So nasty, man. And he taking the glory away from the Lord. At least he trying to. He trying to, man. You understand? But the Lord gonna have to deal with it. The Lord gonna deal with it. And before the Lord, I pray to the Lord they come to camp while I'm speaking, man. I can't wait for that day to happen. I know I'm gonna look at Tabawan, and Tabawan gonna just go crazy. I know he gonna say, this is your chance. You've been praying for this your whole damn life. You understand? Just so I go blaze on them just for being so disloyal, man. Disloyal. Like they don't even come and try to figure out what the history is. You got men in IUIC who really think that that's the home, that they got the truth. You understand? And it's nasty, man. But they, like, again, like the scriptures say, the same as a thief and a robber. Keep reading.
Verse 2.
Uh-huh.
But he that entereth in by the door.
But he that entereth in by the door, that straight gate. You understand? That narrow way. Keep reading.
Is the shepherd of the sheep.
Uh-huh. Is the shepherd of the sheep. Meaning what? What does it mean? What is the Lord saying here? What is Christ saying here? Remember, Christ is the shepherd, right? And we the sheep. So is Christ talking about himself? He's not talking about himself. So what is he saying here? Who's the shepherd? Come on. The men in the ISUPK. You are the shepherd for the sheep now. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 3.
Uh-huh.
To him the porter opened.
Uh-huh.
And the sheep hear his voice.
Uh-huh.
And he calleth his own sheep by name.
Uh-huh.
And leadeth them not.
He leadeth them out. Give me go to verse 7. Now Christ gonna explain this parable that he given to you. Come on.
It's the book of John, chapter 10, verse 7.
Uh-huh.
Then said Jesus unto them again.
Who got the Hebrews? That was Sadak. That was you. You went and got the Hebrews. The water. Give Sadak a hand. Give all of some y'all's rib a hand for the food in the back. All the brothers who brought things for the class, the water. You understand? Come on with it.
Verily, verily.
Uh-huh.
I say unto you.
Uh-huh.
I am the door of the sheep.
Uh-huh. Christ is saying, I am the door of the sheep. Meaning, if you want to get to the Lord, you got to go through me. Keep going.
Verse 8.
Uh-huh.
All that ever came before me
are
thieves and robbers.
Uh-huh.
But the sheep did not hear them.
But the sheep did not hear them. In 1969, we heard Christ call, and we answered it.
We answered it. We came into the truth and we spoke. Barakataya Hawa Yahweh Shah. For those men who spoke, who learned the ancient Hebrew, who learned to teach us these records and these scriptures, man, because they heard it. Keep reading.
Verse 9.
Uh-huh.
I am the door.
Christ said, I am the door. Keep reading.
By me,
if
any man enter in, he shall be saved.
And by me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved. Meaning what? Christ is telling them what? This is the home of the truth. You can't go to no other group and get the truth. You can only get it by coming through me. Meaning you have to obey the words that I gave you. You understand? Obey the teaching that I gave you, because what I'm giving you comes from the Lord. And why else? Why else should, now this is going to bring it all the way home. Follow me for a second. You understand? Why else would we have to follow Christ? And this ties to why we follow Commander General Yohana today. Why else? Not only did Christ give us the law that the Lord gave to him to teach, but what else did Christ do that now we follow Christ? What else did he do? You might want to take a shot. I see you might shot. Anybody else want to take a shot? Come on.
He fulfilled the laws.
No. Nope. Remember, there was many men who followed the law. It was perfect men in the Bible. That's not it. That's not it. I know Sadak. I want to see one of these troopers and one of these young men got it. No, you good. You good. I want to see. Just think. What did Christ do? You understand? Which is why we also follow him. And it correlates to what we're talking about today with fake Israelites. Remember, when they go somewhere else, they're like thieves and robbers. They're thieves and robbers because they didn't do something that Christ did. Just like Nathaniel ain't do something.
So like the other one.
Come on.
Brotherhood?
No.
I don't
Just like Tahar ain't do something.
Oh, it's like the other one. They didn't follow the law, statutes, commandments.
Nah, that ain't it. Maisha? Nah, they come on. They said they didn't sacrifice like Christ sacrificed. You understand? They didn't lose like Christ lost. They didn't hurt like Christ hurt. They didn't have pain to endure like Christ endured. You understand? They didn't have to die like Christ had to die. You know who had to die? Commander General Yohana. Commander General Yohana had to give his life so that the ISUPK could grow. He had to do it. He had to go sleep in a basement so that that school in Philly could stay alive without him implanting that root and killing himself so that, can you imagine that? He had to move his rib down south and use her checks to pay for the school that he was living in the basement of. It looked terrible. It looked like the basement of Jeepers Creepers. That's how bad it looked. I'm going to get the picture. I'm going to blow it up. I'm going to put it in the Goldsboro school. Y'all think Goldsboro is so bad. You think Goldsboro ain't going to be nothing because it ain't grand. It ain't glorious. Well, Commander General Yohana stayed in a little-ass basement, and he made the most glorious institution on the face of the planet Earth from that little basement. He did it. You understand? And that's the spirit that you got to have. And that's the sacrifice that Commander General Yohana gave to us, which is why we are in ISUPK, which is why we are in One West, because we follow Christ because of what he did for us. We follow Commander General Yohana for what he does for us today. And he loses everything for blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, man. He gives his last for all people, man. Brothers and sisters who can't pay their rent, can't pay their water bill. Commander General Yohana would give his last dime to make sure that you had water in your house for you and your family. Meanwhile, in IUIC, you got to pay $2,500 for a damn T-shirt, man. For a T-shirt. You got to sign an NDA. So you can't speak on things, man. It's disgusting, man. You understand? Keep reading.
He shall be saved.
And
shall go in and out.
And
find pasture. Verse 10. The thief cometh not. But for to steal.
Keep going.
And to kill.
Keep going.
And to destroy.
And to destroy. That's all they do. These fake Israelite groups, their whole existence is to destroy One West. That's it. Without One West, they don't even have nothing to stand on, you dummy. You idiot. How the hell you gonna try to make ISUPK fall when we are the foundation of your whole belief? If we fail, you idiot. You dummy. You understand? Why you think they hold on to the Catholic churches? Why you think they hold on to the Pope and all of them old religious foundations? Why you think they hold on to it? Because if that falls, then everything that branched off from it falls as well. You idiot. That's how trees work, Ak. That's how it works. If you destroy the root, then the branches die. You understand? Now, again, the IUIC ain't no branch of ISUPK. But just to show you how dumb they are, you don't even get it, man. You understand? Keep reading.
That they might have life.
I have come that they might have life. Keep going.
And that they might have it more abundantly.
And that they might have it more abundantly, man. You think you living in IUIC. I know you do. I know you think you living in GMS. You living it up, huh? Man, you ain't living like how these brothers living, man. You ain't living like how we living in ISUPK, man. You ain't doing that. You understand? You living scared. You scared to tell your woman you got another wife. But the brothers in here, you know, we abundantly have children. You understand? Abundantly have brotherhood, sisterhood. We live out here, man, because we follow the foundation, man, what the Lord set up in America under Commander General Yohana. That's the whole point of all of this, man, is that this is coming from the Lord. Like thousands of years ago, these records gonna be written down. You understand? All of the records that we keeping in the school, all of the brothers coming into the school, you getting your names, you getting your rank raises, brothers doing lectures and brothers taking zones and brothers going to camp and setting up camps and battling, debating and destroying Islam and destroying Egypt's theology. Thousands of years from now, somebody gonna be reading about these things, man. You understand? And you have to know that, and that's why you got to understand that you have to stay true to what the Lord established. You understand? And He established it in 1969. That's that. You understand? Is there any more on that? Keep going.
Verse 11. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep.
The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep, man. You understand? He give his life for his sheep. He don't change the doctrine so that he can go and be more famous and to be more popular. He don't say that we can deal with Africans so that we could get General Butt naked up in here and all of his child soldiers. He don't do that. You understand? A good shepherd, man, he's like, read that one more time. Good shepherd, he giving his life for his sheep, man.
Verse 11.
You understand? Go ahead.
I am the good shepherd.
The
good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep.
Right, man. And that's what Commander General Yohana has done. And that's what you brothers do.
That's right.
That's what you brothers will do. You will give your life for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. You will do it. You doing it right now. You learning how to kill that old man. You learning how to not care about worldly things. You learning how to not care about things like the abundance of money. You're not worried about celebrating Christmas and celebrating Thanksgiving and sleeping with every woman you could. You in here learning how to be a servant, man. You in here learning how to be a servant of the Lord, man. How to just say kind out of one kind. That's what you in here doing. You understand? You ain't in here learning. This ain't artist development class. This ain't, you understand? This ain't that. You're not learning to be Captain Tazariak. You learning to set up the board that Captain Tazariak stands on. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing because at one point and one day, there's going to be men under you that do the same thing for you. You understand? There's going to be men under you that do the same thing. Like the generals always say, the greatest officer was the greatest trooper. The greatest captain was the greatest officer. The greatest general was the greatest captain. Meaning we learn how to serve each other before we expected those to serve us. And that's why the ISUPK is built like how it is. Why it lasted. You understand? Even Commander General Yohana would tell you that he what? He a servant. He here for you. You understand? Come on.
It's like y'all don't want. What you saying so heavy? Because I'm about to bring up something on that last point you just made. If I'm not mistaken, Commander General Yohana was like, his nickname was like Chicken Boy, something like that. Chicken Man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he was. You know, he was the boy. He was the man who had to go get all the chicken, man. Can you imagine that? Commander Jenny Hanna, man, go get the chicken, man. Go down, go to Banu Vegan and get 2 tubs of mac and cheese. Can you imagine that? Well, he did it, man. And he sacrificed that. Look, I'll tell you one person who didn't do it though. Nathaniel ain't did that. Nathaniel ain't have to be the chicken man. He ain't have to start from the bottom and work his way up. You understand? He is a hoe. It make me mad thinking about it. He sat in classes, got the breakdowns, and then went and did his own thing where he could start off at the top. You understand? He started off at the top. Like I couldn't even imagine doing that. How you gonna be the leader of something? I started off at the top. You didn't even go through the ranks. How do you raise brothers up to go through ranks that you didn't go through? How you gonna do it? How you gonna tell a trooper, hey, Ak, I know what you're going through, Ak, but you need to, hold your peace. Don't talk so much, Ak. You need to just count out on one. How you going? Nigga, how many times did you say count out on one con? Oh, I didn't do it. I started off at the top. I started off as Bishop Nathaniel. On day 1 of IUIC, this nigga's name was Bishop Nathaniel. How the hell you follow that? You understand? You can't. Because then, man, look, come on. Because YouTube going to clip me up because I'm about to start talking and talking. Good night. Any other questions, man? Before IUIC make me jump through this camera. Anything. Come on.
The book of Genesis, chapter 9, verse 4. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat.
Nope. This is talking about eating, if I'm not mistaken, this is talking about eating meat. And you cannot eat it with blood in it. All right? So if a chicken got blood in it, you can't eat it. You have to drain the blood out of the chicken. You have to drain the blood out of the cow, drain the blood out of the... Do they do that for turkeys? I don't even know if they do it for chickens. But regardless, you can't have no spicy, crispy chicken sandwich with blood coming out of it. That's unlawful. Come on.
If I could, because this is actually a custom that most heathens have. And even some of our people in South America have adopted it, where they'll eat things like blood sausage. You know what I'm saying? In Africa, they'll straight up shoot an arrow through a cow's side and the blood will drain out. They have like a I don't know what you call it, but there's like a certain part of their body, like an artery that they can, where blood will come out and it won't hurt them. And they will take like a mug and the blood will pour into it and they'll just keep stirring it so it doesn't coagulate and they'll just pass it around and just drink from it straight up. In Africa, they do stuff like that. So basically it's literally saying we don't do that. We don't, eat blood. It's like.
Anything else? Come on.
Book of Genesis, chapter 10, verse 2 through 4. The sons of Japheth, Gomer and Magog, and Medad, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshech, and Tyras. Verse 3. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Rapha, and Togarmah. Verse 4. And the sons of Javan, Elisha, and Tarshish, and Kittim, and Dodana. So these like the names of like the oppressive nations.
These are Japhetic people. You say what? Yeah, remember, like read the sons of Japheth, and then it's naming his sons. All the way down until Dodanim. Those are all of his sons. Some of them. Remember, Japhetic people aren't just, it's just like, remember, it comes from 3, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. You got Hamitic people, Japhetic people, Shemitic people. We are Shemitic people, but Esau is also Shemitic. All right, because he also comes from Jacob. All right. Mhm. All right, no sweat. Anyone else? I'm gonna give y'all one scripture, right? Ecclesiasticus chapter 20 and verse 5. We're gonna end here.
Ecclesiasticus.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 20, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that keepeth silence.
There's one that keepeth silence. You brothers coming into the truth, you have to learn that this is a very, very heavy point and a heavy precept. I know y'all coming in here, y'all want to blaze and y'all want to speak and y'all want to break down scriptures and go to war with everything. You understand? But it's very much a tactic and a skill to learn how to just be quiet, to just learn how to say nothing. You understand? Keep read it again.
This book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 20, verse 5. There's one that keepeth silence and is found wise.
There's one that keepeth silence and is found wise. You understand? How is this one found wise when he's silent?
It's like the other one.
Come on.
But through learning, I guess you could say.
How would you know? If this brother is silent, but you're saying he's wise, how would you know that he's wise if he doesn't speak? Maisha? No.
It's like, yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that saying, they say the quietest one in the room is always the smartest.
Nope. Maisha? Nope. Kumapar?
Stab at it. I would say like he's not like how you say like prideful or like a bashful. Like he tries to exalt himself too much. Like he's a know-it-all. Like
nope. How do you know he's wise if he doesn't speak? You know he's wise even though he doesn't speak because of what he does, because of how he carries himself. Because of what he does is how you know he's a wise brother. That brother doesn't walk in the middle of the street. It doesn't matter about the man talking. Yeah, that's stupid to walk in the middle of the street. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, we understand that. There's a brother who doesn't have to say that, but he just doesn't do it. He just doesn't get drunk. He doesn't have to be out there saying, yeah, top of one, man, I can drink 10 bottles of Hennessy and I don't act no different. I don't do nothing different. I don't. He's just a quiet brother, and you just know, with Kwame Parr, he's not an alcoholic. He doesn't have to say it. I can just see that he's not an alcoholic, and he's a wise brother. I can tell that he watches how much he drinks, not because he says it, but because I can see it. Keep reading.
And another, by much babbling, become hateful.
Read it again.
Hateful. Okay. It's a book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 20.
Just read that last part. And another.
And another, by much babbling, becometh hateful.
And another, by much babbling, becometh hateful. Okay. You understand? Meaning what?
It's like the other one. Basically, like, I guess you could say if you talk too much. It's like,
you talk too damn much. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it plain. Talk too damn much. You understand? You always got something to say. You don't want your woman to talk too damn much. You want her to shut her mouth, right? As a brother, you got to learn how to be quiet as well, too. You got to learn when you should speak and when you should not speak. You understand? That's what separates us from fake Israelites. When we go to battle, if I'm standing at war with Thabawan and Thabawan is having a debate, I'm not saying a goddamn thing. I'm not saying nothing. You understand? Unless he says, yeah, Mark, you want to expound during a Jehovah's Witness? Then I'll speak with his permission. You understand? But we're not going to all be out there talking because it doesn't do anything. It looks stupid. It's out of order. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 6. Some man holdeth his tongue.
Some man holdeth his tongue. You understand? Even though he wants to speak, he doesn't. Keep going.
Because he hath not to answer.
Because he hath not to answer. He doesn't have to answer every question. You understand? You don't have to, the brothers, men above you are having a conversation. You don't have to butt in every time with your opinion. You don't have to say anything. I don't have to do nothing. You know why? Because I'm here to serve. I'm not about to butt in the Captain Tazariak and General Mahaiman conversation. You know, because they're the men above me. I'm learning from them. So what can I teach them? What is my opinion going to do? I'm going to say something that General Mahaiman going to say, damn, you know what? I never got that breakdown before, Yaramak. Damn. There's nothing I can say to him about that. You understand? That he hasn't heard before. Keep going.
And some keep silence.
And some keep his silence. Keep going.
Knowing his time.
Knowing his time. Meaning he waits. You wait. Your time will come. Your time will come where you gonna have to blaze now. Now you better talk. Now you better speak. Now you better battle. Now you have to. And if you don't, it's going to look bad. If you're not good, it's going to look bad. So you have to allow your time to grow. Look at the men above you and just listen. Just listen. Don't say anything. You understand? Like when I'm around the captains and I'm saying the Lord, you know, I'm blessed enough to be able to be with, no, that sounds Christian, Salakia. You understand? The Lord gave me the opportunity to sit down with captains and higher ranking men. I don't say a goddamn thing. I sit right there and I just listen. I listen to Captain Zakar talk, man. You know how much I learned. You understand? With the little bit of time allotted. Now imagine if I'm sitting there talking. I'm talking and I'm trying to break something down to Captain Zakar. Yeah, but sir, you know, I'm just trying to let you know that you know, out here, out in the West Coast, it'd be so much sunshine. And so it'd be so hot outside. And now I can't get the understanding that he's trying to give me because I have to talk. You understand? Keep going.
A wise man would hold his tongue till he see opportunity.
A wise man holdeth his tongue until he see the opportunity. Keep going.
But a babbler and a fool will regard no time.
But a blabbler and a fool regard no time. Meaning he just he don't think to himself like, maybe I shouldn't say anything, Tabawan. Maybe I should wait. I mean, I know Tabawan is the brother who teaches the Lashawan Kodash every Friday, and he's debating somebody about the Hebrew. But because I know Akkad means one, because I know that. So what does one in the Hebrew mean? It means Akkad. It means Akkad. Brother, I mean, damn, he's the teacher. What the hell you got to say that for? You didn't have to say that. You understand? Because now he going to focus on you. He going to say, well, how do you say 12? You're going to say, now you look like a fool. You understand? You understand? You want to go in battle. You want to go in debate. You want to go in battle. You want to, I'm going to battle them Christians. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get boot kisses and I'm going to tear the city up. Well, now you out there and then it ain't just a regular Christian. It's a Christian pastor and it's on camera. Oh, it's on camera now. You engaged. You wanted this. And now you embarrassed. Now you. Hold on. Salakia Adawan. Okay, Colin, ain't nobody on the phone. Colin, I gotta go. Save yourself the embarrassment. And then you're gonna go back to the drawing board. You should have just waited. Just wait. You understand? Give yourself some time. Keep going.
Verse 8.
He
that useth many words shall be abhorred. And he that taketh to himself authority therein shall be hated.
He that uses many words shall be abhorred, and he that taketh to himself authority shall be hated. Meaning what? You talk to make yourself the man instead of doing it, instead of working. You talk to make people think that you know everything and that they should follow you, when really you should be quiet and just do it. You should be quiet and go write a book. Be quiet and go hold a lecture. Be quiet and go battle and debate. Go do the work and then let men follow you because of what you do, not because of what you say. Not because you say you're great, but because you are. Not because you say that you're a brother, but because you are. Not because you say that you're a priest, but because you are one. You understand? You don't have to talk to let people know what you are or what you do. You can say absolutely nothing and just do it. Moses couldn't speak worth a damn, and everyone followed Moses. Everybody. You understand? So when you coming up into this school, you got to learn that. That's a very valuable lesson. You understand? We learned it coming up under Abraham and Aratazah. We learned it coming up under brothers like that we didn't need to speak. Because when it get real, it gets real. When the camera's on you, it's on you. You want to hold the class so damn much. All right. Then them NOI gonna come in here. They gonna answer the call. They gonna walk in here 4 deep with their suits on, bean pie, and newspapers in hand, and you gonna be in here with nobody, and you on live YouTube. And then you're going to say, damn, I wish I would just enjoy the time you have to sit in those seats. Enjoy that time. Enjoy the time you have to just read at camp. Enjoy it. Because one day you're going to get up on that podium and you're going to have to produce. You're going to have to work. And you can't fail. You can't lose no battles. You don't lose. You have to win every single battle you engage in. That's a burden. That's rough. That's rough. So take your time. You understand? Allot yourself the time to just grow in the truth. Ask the questions. Look at how the men above you maneuver and how they act around each other. Listen to those conversations and pull what they talking about. Pull those precepts. Watch class. You understand? Go and watch battles and debates and take notes. Take notes on Captain Tazariak and how he battled and how he debate. He's very strategic on how he cut people up. You understand? And so you should pull from him, you understand? And don't be too quick to jump into it because, brother, one day you're going to have men that you're responsible for. And it ain't what you think it is. Yeah. Because when you the man that when you become the man that you are now responsible for men under you, then now you going to have to be the one to take the burden that Christ did. You going to have to take that. If they fall, it's because of you. If they lose, it's because of you. And that's a burden. Brother, you understand? Come on, Sadat.
And if you know anything, if you watch any of the classes, we don't lose debates. And we don't lose debates for one reason, because we study and we shut up.
And because the Lord with us too. You understand? The Lord with us in the Israelite School UPK. But if there's no other questions, everybody good. No comments. Y'all good? That's a while. With that, I'm going to pass the class over to Priest and Officer Dabawan.
Security announcements. We're the Isupk, still out of Northwest, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Salakia. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers 18 and 21. And Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10 means 10th. In Hebrew, it's pronounced ma'ashera. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation will be the Feast of Purim. That's the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month. That'll be Sunday, March 5th and Monday, March 6th. All right, you can find it in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verse 20 through 31. That, of course, is not an actual, feast, but it is a memorial that we keep, a tradition that we keep. You understand? So it's very important, right? The actual location for it, I believe, will be here at the Durham School, but more information will, come out on that as we get closer to it, exactly where it will be held, or if we're going to do it in different zones or what have you. Want to remind Akim and Akwati to check on social media. such as isupk.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he has to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf, Salakia. And of course, let's not forget, you know what I'm saying, the Lord's 54th annual Passover is going down. It's going down right here, you know what I'm saying, North Kakalaki, you know what I'm saying, downtown Raleigh at the Raleigh Convention Center. What's the address? I believe it's Salisbury Street. 5 something is Salisbury Street. Just Raleigh Convention Center. Put it in your Google machine. Yeah, follow the trumpets. That's where it's going down. All right, you know what I mean. It's all kind of events taking place, man. I can't even tell you. This brother Iraq got things lined up. That's off the. I'm telling you, it's insane. You know what I mean. The amount of work this man is putting, his brother's putting in. So make sure y'all booking y'all hotels. We got all kind of hotels lined up. You know what I mean. Captain Zakar did, you know what I mean, did the groundwork. You know what I mean, got the Sheraton. What's the other one right there across the street, sir? The Marriott, the Residence Inn. Get all of those rooms ready. Courtyard. Get all of that. All right. Come, Most High in Christ. Come, I rock his name in them. He know all because he been to all of them. We got 7 hotels. All right. So get in one of them hotels. All right. Salakia, let me repeat this part. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, he start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headband, scarf. You got something else? Salakia. And with that, I majim, which means to stand. Salakia, due to being over the time, we're just going to go ahead.